Hello, Patricia Shanks, Shanks for Singing and StudioShanks.com with another of my brief installments on voice technique. And today I feel very much it's on my mind to teach you a little bit or tell you a little bit about the appoggio, if you don't already know about it. The appoggio is the method of breathing that comes from the old Italian bel canto school. And I believe that it's universally useful and it's a very healthy way to breathe. So I'm going to give you a little exercise to do and talk to you about what the appoggio is not, okay, or what does not go along with the appoggio. I don't know if I'm saying that properly, but what you're going to do for this little exercise is, first of all, find your ribs. Okay, I'm at a little distance today so that we can see my rib cage here, but all the ribs that you can feel, not below them. Sometimes people get below the ribs, and you do want to involve the rib cage. So go ahead and put your hands with your thumbs to the back, maybe, all the way over your ribs, and let a little breath in, kind of just a very easy breath. And I say take the air in through the nose and the mouth. And think of it, this is one of the cute little images that I use. Think of it like, come on, I dare you breath, like, come on, I dare you to come this way. It's a horizontal feeling to the breath, okay? And remember, you're not going to gasp for air. You're just going to let that air come in on its own, okay? So just, and then let it back out. Okay, don't push. You don't push the breath out. Breathe in. This is a very natural method of breathing, actually. Just tonight when you're going to bed, get on your back and put your hands over your midsection and notice that movement of the rib cage when you're very relaxed, okay? So it's just a nice relaxed breath and then let it go. So for now, there's no hold in the middle, okay? We're just breathing in and then letting that air back out. Now, there is a pause in the middle of the breath, and that's called the suspension. That's the suspense phase of breathing. And that's very important because you want to have that diaphragm. This is what happens when you breathe naturally, normally, but with singing, you want the diaphragm muscle that works this way. This is not the diaphragm. It doesn't punch in and out like that. You want that diaphragm muscle to go straight down and flatten out and open up and stay in that position while you're singing a phrase. Okay? So you're going to, and then just leave that there. Don't clutch. No clutching, just leave it there. You should feel open-throated. Everything should feel like stuff could go, air, tone, things could go either way. It's all open at any time. Okay, and just hold for a second, but don't crunch. Just leave it there, leave it there. Then let it go. Take another breath. I'll back up a little bit here. Then let it go. Now, what you want to do is count to a sequence of 3 or 4 or 5 in, then hold for the same number of counts, then out for the same number of counts. So you say it's 3. You'll go 2, 3, going in, leave it there for 1, 2, 3, then let it out for 1, 2, 3. Okay, remember, you don't push anything. I remember one time at a Nats convention, one of the presenters who I wish I could remember, and sadly I don't remember who he was, but he was working with a young man and he said, there's no pushing in good singing, and there's not. Remember, everything is in balance, okay? It's kind of like these isometric exercises where you're exercising everything because you've got balanced pressure on either side. You want the whole mechanism, everything, your voice, your breath, the support, all the muscles involved, everything needs to be in balance. If you feel something working extra hard, it might be working too hard. Okay, so that's the counting. Now, what else can I tell you? Oh, about appoggio. Okay, you do not press that breath out. Okay, so say you take a breath And you're singing like I'm talking away and I'm using breath right now, but notice I'm still expanded. I haven't let it go, but you will start to feel something move in if you manage to leave this open. Now it's starting to sink a little. And what you actually notice is way down in the lower abdomen, I need to find a way to show this maybe a little bit better and replace this video down the line, but the lower abdomen feels like it kind of tucks in and up and under. And I say it's kind of like the bottom of a belly dancer roll, you know, where you tuck from the bottom up and under. Creates kind of a shelf. And you'll actually feel an extra expansion, an extra kind of pooching out of your midsection as if you still have that, if you've retained that suspension when that's coming in. Okay, that is your support. That thing that happens automatically as you're fusing your tone with the slight release of breath from that suspended phase of the breathing, then your support kicks in as it should, where it should. And then once the support kicks in, then you can enhance it. But sometimes people like to get ahead and they say, take the breath, okay, now tighten up this and now sing. That's not precisely the way it works. It's take the breath, retain the expansion, fuse the tone and the breath. We'll talk about that sometime. And as you're staying expanded and letting that phrase go, then you'll feel that support kick in a little bit. So again, it's an overview, but maybe some ideas to think about. I know breathing can be really confusing, especially when there are so many different methods and you don't know when you go from one person to another, a teacher to another teacher, or when you're seeing a video here, a video there, are they talking about the same thing? Sometimes they use the same words, but they're not necessarily talking about the same thing. So anyway, that's a little introduction to the appoggio, and hopefully you'll find it helpful. Subscribe.